Hello, it's me. It's Queen Bree Vixen telling you about spiritual hoppers and God complexes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Let's just get to it. So, spiritual hoppers. I have an issue with it. Now, people might not know what it means, but it basically means, well, let me give you the technical textbook definition. It's someone who frequently attends different churches or spiritual groups without deeply connecting with any of them. This can be driven by a variety of reasons, including a genuine search for a spiritual home, seeking more challenging messages, or a desire to avoid accountability within a community. Basically, also, that means that they don't want to take accountability for their own self, okay? They'd rather scoot over and watch spiritual shit and go through spiritual stuff and hop from spirituality to hop from one spiritual thing to another spiritual thing to another spiritual thing because the thing that they're not taking care of is they're most likely the therapist. Okay? The underlining issues that these people have, I feel like spiritual hoppers do that because they're trying to find something that they cannot find within themselves when they need to go within themselves. Okay? Spiritual hoppers can also have a God complex, but God complex comes without being a spiritual hopper or not. Shit. A lot of times they just make up their own spirituality. Anyway, um it gets in the way of the true scientific side of you when you have a God complex cuz your inflated sense of importance, it's the borderline of narcissism. And narcissists, they don't go within. They're empath, they're empathetic, like Richter scale is fucked, okay? But they feel bad when they want to type thing. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not a narcissist when you have a God complex, but your empathy is kind of low because when it comes to your empathy and your ego is higher, you know? You feel superior than other people when with a God complex because you feel like what you say is how it goes. And let's say that somebody else tries to be like, this is how it is. Also, they'd be like, I don't really like you. Why? Because you know something. Pretty much. God complex people just want to be the only ones that can say and do and teach type thing. And then all you can do is learn, soak up the energy, and kiss their ass. Okay. Now, also, it goes into their entitled treatment that they try to get. They try to they try to make you feel like you have to respect them in a certain way. And they do that with manipulation. Um, um, some of it is magic, but just coming from like a physical part, a lot of the God complex situations happen with entitled treatment, with them thinking, okay, you don't think how I think. You're not listening to me. Okay, well then you got to go. If they're not kissing your ass when you have a God complex, then you're not going to like them. And that's because you feel like you deserve a certain treatment, which is for people to bow down to you. That doesn't work out, okay? So when you have a God complex, and also if you have insecurities with your spirituality, so you're a spiritual hopper, it can actually conjure up energy to where accepting energy of criticism and maintaining healthy relationships can actually be difficult. Um, and that's mainly because you just feel like everything you say is right. And if it's not right, then it's up to you to choose if it's right or not. You think that you can approve of people's lives. You think that you could do whatever you want when it comes to anybody else's life. God complex. You can't do that. That's why it gets in the middle of you maintaining a healthy relationship. And you also blame others for your shortcomings. So if something happens to you, then you'll blame them. If something's not happening to you, then you'll blame someone. You don't take accountability as when you have a God complex. And when you're a spiritual hopper, there's not really, it shows the loyalty that this person has. Of course, you can do dedication and discipline, but are you really, 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 truly into it? Or are you trying to find something that you need to take care of mentally? Just moving on. You guys think that with a God complex, they think that they have the answers. They're gonna always try to persuade you, right? Um, it's just not cool. And the main reason is it's an attitude with the narcissism traits, and that's not it's not healthy, to be honest with you, when it comes to spiritualism, because these people aren't even loyal to their own spirituality, but they're trying to inform you on things. It makes no sense. A lot of these spiritual content creators do stuff from motivation, from subliminals and impulsive reactions. And there's some women or tarot readers or whatever you want to call yourself. You When somebody does something to you, that's what ignites you for you to be able to do more. Now, with a God complex and a spiritual hopper together, that mainly means that you're trying to get people to come to your side from another side when there should be no changes like that at all. A lot of people are trying to now put down other readers and other spiritualists to make them look better. That's not good. Um, the next thing I would like to talk about is we're going to talk about provoking spirits. Now, provoking spirits go also with God complex and spiritual hoppers, because there are people who have God complexes that will try to provoke you. It's stirring up feelings, actions, and reactions that are leading to conflict, anger, and divine displeasures. Okay. It stimulates or rises someone that is actually in a bad way. Um, they're like a fly that's flying around you, and you really want to just like slap it, but God's like, no, don't slap it. Just let that motherfucker buzz, because it's trying to provoke you. The bug wants you to react. That's the provocation spirit. That's a provoking spirit. Somebody that wants to taunt you until you relate, until you I'm sorry, reply. Now, the reason why they want you to reply versus like winning the argument type thing is because them poking at you, they want that feeling of them kind of thinking that they won, right? So God complex people can be bullies. People that are spiritual hoppers also can be bullies because they hop onto trains of different communities, or they start their own train of different communities. Now, spiritual warfare is real right now, and it's really hard. The devil is working overtime, okay? Provoking spirits are all around us, and they're usually the ones that like the adrenaline that are they like the adrenaline of getting somebody rised up. They like that. They want you to react. They're going to keep taunting and taunting and taunting until you react. But just know, God is watching, okay? Um they'd rather it comes to this, you need to just walk away if it starts pissing you off, because the more that you give in, the more it's going to stroke their ego. If you don't give in, it's going to piss them off more. But that's okay, because you're not feeding the devil the evil food that it wants. You're actually pissing them off by you saving your light. Okay. So when there's people that are coming at you trying to piss you off, especially right now, you need to just realize these are people that are trying to provoke you. And the best thing to do is to walk away. You're not being a little bitch or a little scary person if you walk away. You're protecting your light, and you're probably saving a life, because a lot of us are on the brink of just blowing up. And you can go with whatever with that. My thing is I really want you guys to kind of figure out what your purpose is in life more than figuring out what spirituality to go towards, okay? Um when it comes to spirituality and yourself, you're supposed to know. Why? Because your spiritual side it's literally a side of you. You literally are physical and spiritual, and you have to have both of them healthy in order to be a wholesome person. So, I understand getting um I understand getting, you know, advice and stuff from people, but also realize who they are. If they're not sitting there and they don't have a certain bloodline that they go through, or they don't have a certain like baseline of like a belief that they have, if they go from voodoo to hoodoo to Hindu to voodoo to Buddha to I don't know, I don't know, fucking Hebrew, I don't know, but that's a lot. That's a lot. If you go from one one person you look up to another to another to another to another to another, that's a lot. Like sometimes it's more of you going within, and then you know that what's supposed to be for you will come towards you. But I understand looking for something that's for you, but don't go from one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing. Let it come to you, okay? Because being dedicated to something and having a devotion to something are big differences. When you're devoted to something, it's because you love it and you know it's going to help you. When you're dedicated to something, it's because you're trying to get results out of it. It's a big difference, and it does change things. So I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon whenever you guys hear this, okay? I'll talk to you next time.